Hi, thanks for checking out our channel here. This is just going to be an overview video on a repair that we did to this particular unit. This is a Zareba 100 miles, a 6-joule unit. The issue with this unit was it had been hit by lightning. The board was burnt. There's 3 circuit boards in the factory units. There's a main power board, a trigger board I call it, and then a thermal protection board. All 3 boards had issues. The back side of the lawn board was burned up pretty dang bad. It had the lightning hit the power pole and blew the top of it off, and I guess it burned up a bunch of stuff in the guy's house. Furnace circuit board, the condenser on his air conditioner circuit board, that went bad. TV burned up, fence charger board burned up, and so I mean it was just victim of circumstance. The bad thing about this brand, and the parent company that owns the brand is called Woodstream. They own this brand. They own they make the ones that for American Farm Works, so it's Tractor Supply. So the 120 mile is the same unit as this, maybe in a different sticker or a different case, but the guts are identical. The Blitzer, the Red Snapper, 5-shock, all of them were owned by that one company. Well, that parent company, in their wise wisdom, decided about a year and a half ago, in August of 2023, sent out letters nationwide to all the distributors and repair centers stating that as of November 1st of 2023, that no more service parts were going to be available. They were going straight to throwaway. So now we're a year and a half or so past that cutoff date, so fixing these has been rather difficult, to say the least. We would work on, when we could get parts for these things, for just this model alone, if you count all the sister brands, this model goes back to the late 90s, somewhere. So they've been around quite a while. They're not the greatest built unit. I mean, they shock really good, but they just don't hold up very well long term. But we would work on probably just this model alone, just 100 mile in general, these brands. I would work on between 200 and 250 of just this model alone, between the different brands. So we would work on a pile of them. We got more of these ones in than we did just about any other model out there from any brand. So they're plentiful. They are plentiful. They're not very well made. If this one hadn't been hit by lightning, it'd probably still be going, but you know, even if it hadn't been hit, eventually it's going to quit on you anyways. Usually the life of one of these things is, I mean, typically, if you exclude lightning, probably 3 to 8 years. I mean, 8's kind of pushing it, but 2 to 6 is probably more like it. They don't have a 1-year warranty on these things, unless you registered online within 30 days, online, then you get a 3-year warranty on this one. But most people don't do that, forget and don't do it. And it only takes like 5 minutes to do it anyways. But I would really consider doing it if you end up buying one of these things. But there's no parts made for them. You know, we can sometimes rebuild the parts if they're not too far gone. We can save things and whatever. This one was too far gone, so we retrofitted a new set of guts in it. And it's still, the capacitor was good on their unit, so we were able to reuse that. But we really simplified. It's got one transformer, which sits right over here, and one circuit board sits right over here. The capacitor's bolted. I'll show you in a minute. The capacitor is bolted down to the front, or strapped to the back case. But let me this had a little light on it. It's a lot heavier now. The transformer that's in there's a lot bigger, heavy duty transformer. But there's no flashing light. It's just a box that clicks now. So you hear it clicking along like normal. We're going to put fence tester right there. We're going to go across the 2 terminals. Whoops. It came unplugged. So we're getting about 10,000 volts out of that thing. See, it kind of spark it'll throw now as well. So, pretty hard hitting unit. It's a lot heavier as well. We had to modify the case a little bit to make the transformer fit just fine. We had to trim away some of the plastic on the base of the unit, or the front case of the unit, but the back case sat right down without having to trim away any of it. It takes a little bit of time to do this. You know, the parts that this unit belongs in on their brand, the unit's like $250 for that unit. I think this one with parts and labor is basically new. Was like $165 or something like that, because it's got a brand new transformer, brand new circuit board. You got some labor to put it in. Took me about, if I didn't figure things out and just went straight through to it, I could probably do it in about 30 minutes, because you have to splice wire, you got to modify the case a little bit. So it takes a little bit of finesse, but it wasn't too bad. And then we had shipping to get it out the door, but it was about $165, $170 to do it. And because we were able to reuse the capacitor. But there you go. That's what it looks like now on the inside. We've got the capacitor. We were able to reuse it. It stays right up here, so we were able to reuse it. We drilled holes in the case for the circuit board, which we just used those 2 holes there. We had to strip away some of the insulation off the power cord so we could get the power cord to reach, and also spread it apart so that way the case won't hit the black part of the insulation, because it was keeping it from sitting down all the way. We soldered and heat shrink some extension onto the transformer wires so they would plug onto the board. We were able to not have to modify this one. This one was long enough. We put different, we used the bolts, but we put in these little, I say we, and it's only me, but I put in these little things here. These little things here. A little hole in it. I reused those little clip things that were on the old transformer board, and I put those on, and I kind of use them as like lock washers, basically, is what I use them for. Put those on, slid this on the bolt, pressed it down into the case, tighten the nut up on the front, and I positioned them where I can just take these wires and just plug them on. And everything's labeled where the wires go and everything, so it's not really, I mean, as long as you can read, you know, it's really easy to do. I mean, we drilled 3 holes in the case for the transformer on. We'll put spacers between the transformer and the case, so as we tighten it down, it tied the transformer setting a set on and kept the transformer nice and level. But that transformer, I mean, this transformer weighs about 6 pounds, 5 pounds on its own. This whole unit weighs about 7 pounds or 6 pounds whenever it's factory parts. So this transformer alone weighs almost as a factory unit did when it was brand new, with all the factory parts in this. This transformer is a heavy duty transformer. It's very reliable. No real issues with it at all. This wire was a little too short, so we cut it, soldered, heat shrinked the wires together, and plugged that onto there. And then we had to trim away some plastic over here. So it was just getting in the way, so this thing could sit flush. And then let's see, there's some other bits of plastic underneath the transformer that are part of this plastic case. We had to trim away that, but we didn't have to trim away any of this underneath stuff here. We just made sure the wires were in the little spot there. Make sure the power cord is sitting where it needs to sit. That. There's that. And you just buzz our screws back in and we're done. So if you got one of these things and you want us to do the work, you do get a 1.5 warranty on it. These brand new are about $200 plus or minus, depending on where you buy one from. I personally wouldn't buy one to start with, just because there's no parts available for it. So, but they're plentiful. People buy them. I'd either buy a different brand or whatever, but I think with shipping, I think it was like $165 or $180. I don't remember what it was, but the unit that these parts go into is like $250. But usually you don't have to do all that work to one of those units, because all those parts don't go bad all at once. This one happened to need new circuit board and new transformer, because the circuit boards on that one, all three were bad. We could have fixed probably two of the board, but that third one was a little too far gone, and I can't get that board anymore. We're kind of stuck with, of what it is, so, but, got this one going again. The customer was happy. He's like, yep, sounds good to me. Fix it and send it back. So it's already fixed. We're going to send it back. So if you got one of these things, you're welcome to send it to us. All of our information is down below in the description area. There's our information right there, fencerfixer.com. Work on all brands and ages of fence chargers. Sometimes they can be fixed, and sometimes they can't, depending on what they are. There's a lot of Chinese throwaway stuff being sold today on Amazon, eBay. People buy the heck out of them. Ask, I got this charger that's, this no-name brand, whatever, whatever brand name it is. I've had it for a year and a half, and it quit on me. I said, what brand is that again? He tells me, so I look it up. Oh, Amazon's selling it. I said, well, that brand new is like $99. He's like, yeah. I said, well, there's no parts available for it for one. You're going to have $20 in shipping to get it here, $20 to get it back. There's $40 just right there. And so he's like, so what are you saying? I'm saying it ain't repairable. You got to throw it away and start over. And said, just buy a different brand. And they'll run through some scenarios with them and what to buy. Size might work for the setup and stuff. But anyways, there you go. Big team, got it going, and off the races to another one. So thanks for checking us out. Until next time, see you later on.